alongside the matchmaker Josh Abercrombie. As always, the CEO Joey Ford, Savage Fights Promotions. Got the whole team here. We also have Kody, the Polish Grizzly Yesenosky.
How you guys doing?
Yesenosky.
Yesenosky.
We've been talking about it for 30 minutes. I've been training with this guy for 5 years. I still can't say his name right. So the Polish Punisher, Polish Grizzly, Polish Grizzly. Yeah. We're trying to find a nickname to stick, so I think we're gonna stick with Polish Grizzly. So we're lucky enough to have the Polish Grizzly here. We're in a different format. You know, we've been going around doing interviews, visiting some of these different gyms, some of the guys we got on our upcoming card, which we're gonna get into later. But we're gonna kind of start doing some type of podcast, maybe once a week, a couple times a month, and start getting our content out there, start getting some of these fighters out there. Get our goals, get our plans built up, let everybody know kind of what Savage Fights kind of working on and what we got going on. But before we get going, I want to thank our sponsors, as always, 7 Day Savage, grooming products. Look them up, www.7daysavage.com. Coastal Containers, all your container needs, rentals, rent-to-owns, just pretty much anything, right? Yeah, so pretty cool products. Call 228-669-1317. From 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. LaBruza Fabrication, our boy Dennis LaBruza out in Poplarville, Mississippi. All your fabricating needs, give him a holler, 601-795-5887. If you need something welded or you need a good sparring partner, give him a holler. He's ready for whatever. Southern Legacy Insulation, all your spray foam and fiberglass insulation needs, give them a holler. 228-216-5022 or 228-216-5135. Okay. Also, I want to thank Lawrence Patrick. Guess I didn't really say it from the get-go, but we're here in Gold Dragon MMA, Picayune, Mississippi, 421 Memorial Boulevard. If you're in the area, you need to get some good training in, stop in, visit these guys. I've been here for 15, 16 years now training. We got some good guys. Yesenosky, the Polish Grizzly. We got a lot of guys out here ready to train anytime. So come check them out. And again, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Lawrence Patrick, for letting us borrow your gym for our first podcast we got going. So I'm excited. Like I said, I always enjoy getting out, doing interviews on the fighters. And now it's going to kind of, the podcast is going to give us a platform to be able to kind of just, like I said, put our ideas, put our goals out there. So I'm pretty excited about that. What y'all think?
Good.
Good deal. So not a whole lot, right? So we're gonna kind of talk to Kody. He's gonna be competing in an upcoming card we have May 13th, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Lake Terrace Convention Center, kickboxing match, heavyweight against Kevin Turner. How you feel? How's your training been going?
Training's been good. I feel more mentally and physically prepared than my other fights. I feel like this is what I need to start getting the gun rolling on my striking. I feel like I got really good wrestling, takedowns, and jiu-jitsu, this and that. I'm excited. I know it's going to be a little bit of a war. I have a feeling it's going to come out heavy, and I'm ready for it.
So, not quite a year, but you've been you've been kind of like on the sidelines. What you been up to? What you been working on since the last fight?
So last fight, I fought for AKA. It didn't go my way. It is what it is at the end of the day. I thought I pulled it out the end, but what it was very close. So I just took time off. I was just training nonstop, and I'm actually a graduate student at Southeastern, so I do most of my time doing schoolwork, and hopefully be finishing out here pretty soon, so I can just focus on training for a good bit.
Awesome. How long you been here at Gold Dragon?
I've been here for about 5 years. I started fighting maybe about 2 years ago. Is when I started.
So what you like better? You like to stand up or you like to ground?
See, when I first started, I hated getting punched in the face. So I stayed with jiu-jitsu for a while.
Well, obviously, I'll do nothing like the ground.
Yeah, I started with more jiu-jitsu, and that's where I guess I get more of my grindy aspects from, because I'm really pushing the dirt and making cross-ups facing the ground. And then I started getting more confident in my striking. I started rolling with striking. So it's really hit and miss. Some days I like striking, some days I like jiu-jitsu more.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, just being a training partner and I guess you could say coach on the side, one thing that I've always been impressed with you is your need for constant, you always want constant feedback. Like the other night you were on the mat, you were sparring, and you're always trying to constantly improve. So, I mean, you came right after your round, you sat down on the side during the 1 minute break. You're like, hey man, how'd I look?
Right.
So you're a very coachable student.
Yes.
I appreciate that. It makes my job easier as a coach.
Your background, huh?
Yeah, it comes from base.
Sports.
Yeah, for a lot of sports, I played baseball since I was like 5. My high school coach, Brian Babin, he had an old saying, stagnant mud, and if stagnant mud stays still too long, it stinks. So you constantly be keep improving, and that's why I always come with like, what can I move with? What can I keep doing this? I always ask my training partners, was the jab good? Was this good? What was the takedown defense? It's not. It's just at the end of the day, I want to go home and reflect and get better at the end of the day.
Sure.
Well, you've been really looking real good in your sparring. You know, the rounds that I've been able to see and be a part of here in the gym, you've been looking really good. And I like your mindset too. That, like you said, you started out, you kind of, you know, maybe preferred the ground, or you felt like, you know, a little bit more comfortable doing jujitsu. But in this rule set, you know, coming into a kickboxing match, you're kind of forced to, you know, work on that aspect that you maybe not as comfortable with, or you know. So I like the fact that you're kind of putting yourself in that situation to make yourself better at that certain aspect
Right.
of fighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the whole concept behind the kickboxing exhibition. You know, when we started putting these out there, you know, at first, you know, a little shaky, trying to figure out, you know, if this is a good thing. But you know, after the first event, we had what, 2 kickboxing bouts,
Right. Yeah.
on the Savage Fights 1, and you know, afterwards, looking back on it, I was able to kind of think about it in that aspect that, you know, they do jujitsu tournaments all the time, and you have the ability to go out and wrestle and do jujitsu, and you know, with the AGF, NAGA, and all these tournaments that's coming through, but you really don't have that. You know, local here, you know, where you can test your striking skills,
Right.
and, you know, in a competitive environment where you have people watching, and but not only that, you know, something where, you know, people kind of protect their MMA record, right?
Yeah.
Where you can look at this separate from your MMA record. Yes, obviously, you know, it's a fight, and you know, we're watching that. But to have the ability to, you know, go out there and exercise those skills, and like you said, there's no falling back on jujitsu.
Yeah.
You know? So you know what you have to do, you know what you have to work on, and it really helps us sharpen those skills.
Right. Right.
I think it actually went well last time too. I mean,
Absolutely.
people loved it. I mean,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Obviously, you know, with the stand-up
But yeah,
portion
we
of
had,
it.
Yeah.
I mean, both are not fights. We're
But,
going to talk about that later.
But it was awesome to me, and I mean, I don't think we could have planned it any better, you know. And so I kind of like the kickboxing matches. Obviously, I like the savage boxing matches, but I mean, I think like you said, they get to build up more training, more technique, and what better way to practice and to train other than getting out there and fighting, you know,
Right.
where it ain't messing up your MMA record.
Right.
So if you want better stand up and all of that, I mean, that's the best way to
Mhm.
to test it.
Oh, yeah.
I think anytime you can go out there in front of a crowd and test yourself again, just the nerves and just to build up the training, going out there, that muscle memory of the techniques. I think anytime you can go out there and you can compete, it's going to be beneficial for you and your training.
Well, like Kody just said, you know, he feels more mentally prepared for this one. You know, obviously as a coach, you know,
Yeah.
your coach, you know, you know, I've been in the back with you and we've talked and everything, you know, before and after fights, and we always reflect. But you're also able to exercise that mental aspect, that mental preparation, like you were just talking about. So, you know, we kind of talked about your background a little bit. So, why'd you start fighting?
So I started fighting because I got so after high school I didn't really have much scholarship opportunities to go ball and play college ball, this and that. So I went.
College ball. So you mentioned earlier that you played baseball. So
Yeah, I
tell us a
played.
little bit about that.
Yeah, so I played baseball at Sound High School, which was in Slidell, Louisiana. Finished out, and I had some opportunities to do like potential walk-ons, but it really wasn't much. I come from a very poor background. Like we get by what we can do, but it was more of like I had to go to different states, and I couldn't afford that. So I went to Delgado, started out my college career, and then I just got tired of lifting weights. And then one day, I turned on the UFC fights, and I was like, well, I guess this is what I'm gonna do now. I wanted to keep feeding that dog, and I didn't want that inner dog to die. So I just found something. Googled MMA gyms near me. Gold Dragon popped up, and the rest is history. I felt like I was a family off day one. Everyone accepted me, and they were very helpful on day one, and I haven't looked back since.
They had no choice. You really did.
How long have you been with Gold?
About 5 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, about 5 years. Yeah, I never trained with any other gym. I stepped foot in Gold Dragon. I probably will never go train at another gym. Yeah, so if I had to move to a different state, I'd probably just do a jiu-jitsu gym. I wouldn't train MMA no more.
You're talking about Gold Dragon, and I'm not trying to just, you know, throw it out there because we obviously been coming here for a long time. But what makes Gold Dragon special to you? What makes this gym that you feel like you can come to and you never want to go to another gym?
It's the coaches and my training partners. We're all like brothers here. We all pick each other up. I mean, we get hot headed sometimes, but that's just how it is at the end of the day.
Part of
We're fighting. It's gonna get aggravated with each other. But all the coaches, you can call them up at any time, and they'll come help you. You get a flat tire on the interstate or something like that, they'll come help you. Billy Stockton, one of our coaches during Hurricane Ida, I was staying at my house with no AC, and the electricity was off, and he invited me to his house, and I went and slept at his house for a couple of days just to get a shower and some AC.
Yeah.
So like this is a good family atmosphere, and we care for each other. And I could see it. It's different from other gyms. So I can just see at fights. You can just see how we separate ourselves from other gyms.
Absolutely. And so you talk about that brotherhood. You got a couple of your brothers going to be competing on this card. They weren't
Yes.
able to make it. Of course, true Joy Ford style. We threw this together at the last minute, right? Now we kind of been talking about it we've been talking about it for a while, but when we finally actually built the bullet, it's like, hey man, we're going to do it. It was kind of last minute, so we had a couple guys couldn't make it. Cade Campese, he's going to be competing on the card along with Kody Cathy. So how do you feel like your brother's been doing in training? How do you feel about these guys coming in?
They've been stellar. Cody Cathy's been working hard. He from when I started training him, he's lost a lot of weight, and he's been keeping like consistently with everything. And he's kind of like me with jiu-jitsu. We put the grit down and we grind it out. Cade the same way. He's always working in his off times. He's training as much as possible. Everyone's looking mentally and physically tough, and I think our opponents are gonna have a hard time.
So if they was doing bad, would you say it?
Oh, 100%. No, yeah. We
Just trying to pick a fight with people.
No,
That's
what
always
I
trying to be a fight.
No, we try to hell.
Fighting each other.
Joey's a natural promoter, so he's a natural promoter.
We try to hold each other accountable, and I think that's exactly what
that's
makes
huge.
you a good fight team. Because at the end of the day, I want someone to tell me like, you look like crap today. You need to get better. And that's just And at the end of the day, sometimes you're the hammer, sometimes you're the nail, and you just have your off days.
Right.
Well, you said it perfect, and I've said it to Josh and some of the other coaches. That's something that I feel like the current fight team that you guys,
Mhm.
you and Dennis and Cade, Kody Cathy, Naj, Smitty.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go on and on talking about some of these guys, but just the brotherhood that you all have,
Mhm.
how y'all hold each other accountable, y'all train hard with each other, y'all push each other to be better every single day. That's something that it kind of reminds me of what we had whenever we were training pretty,
Yeah.
a little bit more regularly and competing. Which we're gonna kind of get into that a little bit later, but it just kind of reminds me of
The
that.
difference in what I see, and not to interrupt you, Joe, I apologize, but the difference in what I see is the aspect that we had was, me, him, Derek, Gaucher, like we all grew up together. Billy, we all grew up together.
Yeah.
We all went to the same school.
Yeah.
And the thing about Dennis, Naj, Smitty, yourself, Cody, Campese, and several others, that maybe not be fighting right now, but constant guys in the gym that's training consistently or whatever it is. You guys are from different places.
Yeah.
You're from different walks of life.
Mhm.
You being a college guy, and then Dennis being a 30-something-year-old man with wife and children with a owning his own business. Like, that's two separate walks of life,
Mhm.
and that's what I admire so much about you guys. Is your ability to pull it all together.
Yeah.
Being everybody has different things going on, and you still have that brotherhood, right? Like I said, it was easy for me and Joe and Derek and us that grew up together because we were all
Yeah,
friends.
we've
We were
always been
friends
friends,
before we ever walked in.
That is a very good point. Like for you guys to come in and come together like y'all have and said just build that brotherhood. That's something special.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think that's what makes Gold Dragon a special place and a special gym. And we, myself and Joey's been fortunate enough to travel around, and you see it at other gyms as well. You just got to find that one that fits for you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're a part of this gym, man.
Thank
I'm
you,
glad
appreciate
to have you, brother.
Yeah,
And
I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you on the fights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking forward to seeing you compete. And I know you got to get out of here.
Yeah,
You got
yeah,
an appointment, but I'm glad you was able to come in.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Talk to us.
Yeah.
This Cody's gonna flip on out of here.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, before you leave, though, come check him out May 13th at Mississippi.
Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted.